Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to Bourbon Neophyte. Hope you all are doing well. I know I am not the usual show you were expecting at 6 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Central, but I'm what you got. So, like it or lump it, folks, it's just me tonight. But anyway, Mike had a few things going on, and he and I chatted real quick. And I said, "Look, take care of business. I will fill in the slot so that he can just do what he needs to do." And he was visiting family, and he was away for a week. And you all know how that is when you're traveling and you get back home. You got to just take care of some business sometimes. And I just said, "Okay, well, I'm set to take care of this business tonight with you all." So, really, really glad that you all popped in here. Appreciate it. Appreciate it very much. That's for sure. I don't have anything in my glass yet, but I will fix that. It is right here. I figured I am going to start with just a little starter tonight of Glencairn 10. Had this before, so I'm just going to pour a little snort of this to get started here this evening. Don't hate. That's just what it's going to be. There we are. Hope everyone has had a great weekend. I did. Mine was not bad at all. I can't complain. Really, I can't. Starter in there. Hope everyone hears me well. I was having a little audio issue earlier. Seems to be worked out. Apparently, it looks like everybody can hear me because no one seems to be saying your lips are moving, but I don't hear one word. So perfect. Well, I know it's a busy night on YouTube. I know I saw Trev was streaming a little bit ago. It popped up that he was doing a little Sunday shenanigans. I don't know if any of you had a chance to catch that, but yeah, he was out and about today, which is a little unusual for him to do a Sunday. But you know what? If you got time to kill and you're Trev, why not do a little stream? What the heck? That's what I said. So here I am. What the heck? Doing a little stream here tonight. But let's do the most important thing. Just want to say cheers to Marty. Appreciate you popping in here, buddy. Oh, Zenbu, cheers. No coffee in the glass. Got a little Glencairn 10 right now. Appreciate you coming here. Eric, cheers, man. Always great to see you here. Appreciate it. And thank you again, everybody. Smash that like button if you didn't do it already. Top dog, cheers. Oh, yeah. You know, it's in there now. Can you see it? Let me get a little closer for you. Tell Renee, take a good look. See that floating around in there? There's water in there. I guarantee there's water in there, but that's the only way it's going to get in there. And that was put in by the distiller. Other than that, no water shall touch this glass. Oh, look at this. John, cheers, brother. Appreciate you popping in here. Oh, there he is. What's up, Peter? Cheers, man. Thanks for popping in here, saying hi, smashing that like button. Z-Man, I knew you'd show up. Cheers, man. Here we go. Had to adjust the outside antenna at the old folks' home, but we're picking up the stream. Hey, I'm surprised they let you get up on a step stool to do that, Greg. I mean, at your age and you break a hip, that's it. But cheers. Appreciate you giving them some good entertainment down there, or as close as they're going to get. That's for sure. Here he is. What's up, Brian? Cheers, man. Thank you for popping in here to say hello. Always appreciate you. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Well, guess what? Like you heard me talking last week, it is camping season. In the background here is got my camper picture already. Let me remove myself for got it set up for another year. It is just that time. We'll be going up this coming weekend for a little bit. Just still got work to do. You know, when you pull it out of the mothballs, I call it, you get what you need to done first, and then all the fluff comes next. Now it's time for the fluff. That is the time for that. So, oh my goodness, look at this. Look at this. Hanging AZ. Man, oh day. Cheers, brother. Glad that you can make it. I was really kind of worried. I was like, it might be getting close to his bedtime. I don't know. I was wondering about you. I was thinking about you about a half hour ago. I wonder if he's going to make it. But glad that you did stop by, say hello to everybody. Here you go. Actually drink some of this now. This is Glencairn 10, hand delivered to me by JD Bourbon Approach, straight from Lithuania. Really, really a nice drop. If anyone can ever find this Glencairn 10 over here, do not hesitate to pick it up. It is a really nice pour for the money. That's for darn sure. Oh, look at this. Rick, cheers, man. Thanks for popping in, saying hi. Yeah, hanging. It is fruity. It's sweet. Nice malt on the nose. We're at 46 ABV. In other words, let me spit this out one more time. Not filtered and no color added. So this is what it looks like right there. That is a nice color on that whiskey. And the reason why I picked it is I really was in the mood for peated whiskey, and I may have some after the one I'm going to open up and crack here on the review. But I don't know why. Have just had a hankering for a little barbecue smoke with a smattering of iodine and Band-Aids today. Don't know why, but it is there. Yes, after. Yes, he did. It was one of his last official acts before he left the country. Truthfully. It is, Eric. It is. I mean, this is such a nice pour. If I really would have known, I'd have had him pick me up a backup. However, I'll have to order it. Well, actually, not true. I still have a connection overseas. So there is still a glimmer of hope. So that's all that counts. That's all that counts. Let me get another sip here. Man, that's good. So how many of you seen this? I know you are quite aware of it. Let me get a little closer there. Actually, I got to turn my other light on. I just realized it wasn't on. There we go. The Glenglassaugh, the Sandend. Can you believe it was in the top 20 for whiskey of the year from Whiskey Advocate? Yeah, this one. This is it right here. It's hard to tell. Let me see if I can get a little more light on this bottle here to help it pop on the screen. And let me see if this will work. There we go. A little more light. There you go. There you go. Now I know you see it right there. This little beauty right here. I will say this. I don't want to say I've known about this. I have known about it. I did not know it was named one of the whiskeys picked by Whiskey Advocate as Whiskey of the Year or top 20. I mean, they got 95 points. How many of you even heard of this distillery? How many of you? I mean, come on. I mean, I have, just because I'm not a Scotch connoisseur, more of a connoisseur, but I know about it. And you know, the distillery first opened, I think, was 1875. 1875. So it's not like it's new. but it has a bit of a past. I don't know if any of you know. So it is little known, but primarily, and I've got a little writing here from Whiskey Advocate, and I'm going to kind of give you the Reader's Digest version of it. It's because it spent more time being closed than open in its 150-year history. Like I said, it was opened in 1875, was closed in 1907, and sat closed for 53 years. Reopened briefly for a period, closing in 1986 again. And they thought, and everyone said, probably for good, not going to open again. But in 2008, Glenglassaugh was purchased by an investor group that restarted production, and it subsequently was purchased by Jack Daniels, owner of Brown-Forman, in 2016. It still hadn't been heard from much until recently because stocks needed replenishing. But now it's ready to roll. And judging, like they said, by this stellar release, and we're going to see just how stellar this release is, it's really causing a little bit of stir around the Scotch community. Who would have known? So a little bit about it, just so you guys can hear. Like I said, some of you knew about it, some of you didn't, but yeah. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell on this particular distillery. So it's not a new distillery by any means. It's been around for 150 years. It just seemed to not be able to get its wings and fly or really take off for what reason. But here it is. They kind of get their feet underneath them and take off, and then this happens. Now, as you know, they drink more than just a couple of whiskeys when they judge these things. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. And this particular expression is at 50.5 ABV. 50.5. So I'm like, wow, that is nice. Now, I could not see and did not find if there was chill filtration, color added, or anything like that. So it is an NAS, non-age stated. And I just want to look, because I was looking at something on the distillery's web page, and I just wanted to see if it made a particular mention of age or anything like that. But I want to just take another quick look, which I doubt it will. Or is there any hints? Yeah. No. Okay. Enough with that. Back to why we're here. Wow. So here in the States, Peter, $70 is about MSRP. I have seen it online now for right around $60, as high as where you are, but $140 here in the States. So the price is really, it has a big swing left and right. But $70 US is the going price, and that's what I paid for the bottle. So yeah, it gets up there. So let's see. Okay. So it's not far off. It just depends on where you are. But I mean, I thought that swing was a lot. That's for sure. Hey. Oh, you did? Yeah. Well, it's making a fuss here. That's for sure. Because I'll get into the story here in a little bit. Let me just open up this bottle so people can see what it is. Yeah, pretty much the same. So let me open this up because I've never pulled it out of the bottle. So there it is. I do like the box. It's nice. So here's the bottle. There is the juice. So like I said, I cannot say if it has been filtered or color added, but judging by the color, it's a very nice golden color, as you can see in the bottle. I don't know. I don't know. I think if they added color to it, I think it would be a little darker than what it is. Oh well, neither here nor there. So inspired by the crescent beach of Sandend Bay. So anyway, the distillery sits back from the Sandend Bay, hence the name of the whiskey. It is matured in bourbon, sherry, and manzanilla. Manzanilla. Why can't I speak today? I just don't know why. I just cannot spit out words. It's not like I've had anything to drink today. Truth. For luscious waves of flavor, really, we're gonna have to see. I need my opener because I cannot see the. No, I thought that was it. That isn't it. I need my special opener for this to get this thing going. Get this thing going here. Is this it? It's going to be if it's not. It isn't going to be if it's not. I mean, I really appreciate the seal on some of these, but holy smokes. Some of these are a royal pain in the tuchus to get open. And these, here we go. Now I'm cooking with gas. Just don't want to cut myself with my letter opener. Let me fold that thing back up and put it where it belongs, right here. There we go. And like I said last week, I'm going to put it in this glass. I'm going to continue to use this glass for fresh crack reviews and stuff of this nature, just because nice cork, it seems like. Oh yeah, nice little pop there. I'm going to pour some in here. Get that swirl going. And I'm going to leave it open. I'm going to let it open up a bit, but I have to cover it. So I have something here I'm going to cover it with. My wife made that for me. So I'm going to cover that because you can't put a regular Glen cap on top of it. But that will work just fine to keep what I need inside there. So it looks like the master blender is Rachel. I'm going to say it looks like berry. Yeah, I'm going to give you that. Rachel Berry, 50.5 ABV. All right. So I'm going to leave that sit there. But it was interesting just reading up on this and their core line, their core line expressions. They do have a 12 year, and then they have this one, and then I think the other one. Hold on, the other one is. Oh my gosh! It just. Hold on, it just booted me out, just because I guess I waited too long or something like that. Lord, come on. There we go. Yeah, they got the 12 year in the core range, and there we go. Let me get this back up here. There we go. Yes. So starts off with the 12 year, then it goes to the Sandend, and then it goes to the Port Soy, it's called. So that's in their core range, there's 3 whiskeys. The last 2 are non-age stated whiskeys. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I caught something here. Glenglashaugh's Port Soy celebrates maritime flavors of the coast, richly smoked for coastal character. Oh my goodness. That I just realized that has some smoke to it. Is there a little kiss of peat on that one? I guess I know which one I will be picking up next, because the 12 is on the shelf. The 12 is sitting on the shelf. The Sandend is the one that flew off the shelf just before Christmas. Now I know why. And I did have an opportunity to purchase it before the hype. Well, you snooze, you lose. So I lost out on that little part of it. So anyway, $70. Yeah, Rick, that's definitely an okay price there. If you're, north of 130, 140, I don't know. I've got to get another good sipping in here yet. Hey, Ben. Cheers, man. Mr. Brock, cheers. Thank you for popping in to say hi and smashing that like button. Appreciate it. She's also aha. There we go. The rest of the story is coming out. Hey, Mr. Great Shot. Cheers, man. There we go. Viking Bourbon. Cheers. Hope you are doing well. Great to see you. Haven't seen you in a minute. And look at this right here. Cheers, brother. That's funny. You should pop in there. I was talking about you and the Lafroig experience. I was talking to somebody saying, I can bring you into the world of peat if you just take my advice. And I kind of give them the abridged story, about you. And here you are. So appreciate you popping in here to say hello and smash the like button and just show your face. Okay. Well, that's what I thought. I actually looked at that page earlier and I somehow missed that in the description of that particular one. Yeah, I'm a little like, I know where it's at and I know what I got to go get. That's for darn sure. For darn sure. All right. Well, let me take my special, it's not a Glen cover, it's actually a coaster. Let me take it off of this. Let's give it a little bit of a swirl here. Ooh, that is nice on the nose. No ethanol whatsoever. Sweet fruit. Tropically. My goodness. Tropical fruit. Hint of pear, which isn't unusual for me to get. Nice malty sweetness. Really, really nice malty sweetness. Man, that's odd. It's because it's brown Foreman. Should I get a hint of banana? Really? Nah. Pineapple. I swear pineapple. Maybe it's not pear. Wow. Little briny note. Just a little bit. Mr. Jiggs, cheers, man. Thanks for popping in here, brother. Appreciate you. Hey, you missed the stream when I talked about it. Now I'll bring you up the speed on it. And I've had it for almost a year and a half. And there's another one in here. But this here thing, they say is a competition level whiskey tasting glass. There it is, right there. Take a look at that. Do you see that? I mean, I guess like, all the big wigs that do whiskey tastings, I guess they use this. And I've had it sitting for a year and a half. And I don't know. I just broke it out last week and decided that that's what I'm going to go ahead and use and see if it really makes a difference versus the normal Glens, just to see. I don't know. I'm finding out it's the second time I'm using it to do a tasting. So, yeah. Yep. I've never owned a bottle before this. Well, like I said, I could be wrong, but boy, I got that on there. Then all of a sudden I'm like, oh my God, what did they do? What did they do? See, there you go. Look at this. Look at this. Let me raise my glass up here. Say, cheers, sir. Appreciate you popping in here, saying hello, and smashing that like button. So let's get on to the palate on this thing. I got the nose. It's a very nice nose. Wow. I'm going to reserve my thoughts for just a moment, and I'm going to have another sip. Going to reserve my thoughts here. Just. Oh my goodness! Look at this. The man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Stahl himself. Cheers, brother. Well, I'm not saying anything right now because I didn't take that second sip, but I'm kind of letting things just develop right now, Chris. It's like, ooh. That is fruity. There's some oil to this. It's a little on the viscous side. I'm surprised. Absolutely, Chris. I know how you and Lil just flock for Scotch. Trust me. Wow. A little spice. Wow, that's it's nice. I'm not really getting the young note on this whiskey. I'm sure that they've got some aged stuff sitting in there. And I did see they've got a 51-year-old single malt that you could buy. 51 years old. So remember, the thing sat closed for a long time, and this distillate just sitting in barrels. And yeah, I don't know how many bottles of that distillate's available at 51 years old, but I'm sure it's not $70. You know what, Peter? I stop at the thrift stores here because sometimes you'll find Glens like this there for, like you said, 50 cents. I found this one here. It's a the Glenlivet. It's hard to tell, but I think it might have been $1. I picked it up there. And just other accoutrements. Yeah, without a doubt. So let me get another sip here. Wow, that's nice. I'm going to say more tropical fruit, like definitely pineapple. Sweet pear to me. There is some spice, but it's nice. It's not bad at all. By the second, third sip, you're acclimated. It's silky. And I'm getting a little bit of that salt, that brine. It's on the finish. The finish is not short by any means. I'm going to call it a medium finish on there. There's still something happening here. I'm not sure what it is. Let me get a little more of this. You know, on the retrohale there, it seems like a little chocolate. A little chocolate. Definitely vanilla. Commandant Lou, cheers, man. Appreciate you sticking your head in here saying hello. Coming over to smash the like button and make your presence known. Appreciate you. Hope all is well with you this weekend. Oh, that's why I wonder, I was like, what the heck? My watch was going to town there. Let me see. Oh, look at there, all the way from a land down under. Let's see. Glendronich, really? Really? Oh yeah. Here we go. Let me get them up. Wait a minute. Oh yeah, you got them all. Now that one, what's that one? Hold on. In a Pedro Jimenez cask, really? 46.9 ABV? Oh my gosh. So you're not going to be able to see it, but Chris was at a tasting. Of course, the Sandend is, oops, let me move my hand out. Right there. The 12-year. This one is finished. Let me get that one right here is finished in a PX sherry cask. And that's the peated one, the Portsoy right there. Yeah, that'll be sorry, people. That'll be the next one. I didn't even know the PX sherry did. And it's age stated at 12 years. Yes, please, just because it's a Pedro Jimenez cask. Thanks for that picture because I didn't see that on the website at all. Wow. 46.9 ABV on that PX sherry cask. And what did I say that Portnoy was? Come on. Oh, here it is. Hold on. Looks like 49.1. Wow. It'll have a little something to it. What was the 12-year? Is it on there? Let me see. 40. Oh, no. Well, maybe that is 45 ABV. I'll have to, I'm not sure on the standard 12. But anyway, thank you, Chris. That is now very interesting to me. So I'm going to want them all. Oh, well, that's just, oh, no wonder why it doesn't make sense to me. Turn the phone around. All right. Enough of this. There we go. Let me set that down. So, man, that's good. Yeah, 49.1. I was like, wow, 49.1. Okay. Bourbon Baller, cheers, brother. Always great to see you. So hold on. What in the heck? Here we go. I was like, what is going on here? You know what? I don't think it was their number one. It was in their top 20 whiskey of the year. I don't think it was number one. Do not quote me unless somebody knows. I didn't bother to even look it up. I just know it was in the top 20 for whiskey of the year. And so I think that's where it's got its fame from. I don't think it was number one in that lineup. But it got 95 points. And from what I have read, it blew them away. Holy smokes. You know, it was funny. Just last week, I was thinking about you, Vegas Art. Cheers, man. Thanks for popping in. Great to see you. I picked up the Glenglassaugh Sandend, and Whiskey Abbott said was one of their whiskeys of the year for 23. So I guess it's in their top 20. I'm not sure. What? Hold on. I'm getting my sources are checking. My sources are checking here. Wow, it was number one. Okay. I just thought it was one of the top 20 and is what really propelled it. So it was number one. Holy smokes. Okay. Well, there you go. Wow. So, Vegas Art, hope you've been doing all right, man. Really? How are you? Everything going good your way? Well, you know what? Right now, and not just because JD sent it to me, but I really enjoy this Glencairn 10, Mike. This Glencairn 10 and the, Craigellachie 13, but this is the one that's in the Armagnac cask. All right. Then the other one is the 17-year-old Craigellachie, and then the 16-year-old Speyburn. This 16-year-old Speyburn, as far as scotches are going so far this year, those are in my top. That 16-year-old Speyburn was a really nice drop, and that came from Lithuania. It's a 1-liter bottle. Really a nice drop. Really a nice drop. I am so glad I got it. Like the top one so far this year, I don't know, but I will say this. It's right now almost a tie between the 17 on the Craigellachie and the Glencairn. I love the fruitiness of this Glencairn a lot, and it's just such a good sipper. Truthfully, it is. Now, that being said, just having tasted the Glenglassaugh Sandend right here, and I don't know. I think it might get a spot, but I want to get it down here a little bit more and give it a chance to open up. And I don't think I'm gonna have a problem getting it down there tonight on the stream. But for right now, that's where I am on it. That's where I am on it. I found an Isle of Skye blended on sale. Very drinkable, especially for me since I'm not acclimated to the heavy peat. So that's funny you should even talk about that, Commandant Lou. I actually have been dabbling in that and have had a few samples of it. And you know what? I'm telling you what, it isn't bad for the money. And it is a blended Scotch. Yes, it is a blended Scotch. I haven't purchased it yet, but the taste of it so far has been intriguing enough for me to consider it, because I don't have a problem with blends. And I've said this many times before, most whiskey is a blend unless it's specifically stated single barrel, single cask, you know. So most whiskey is blended. So why do people sometimes have this thing about, oh, it's a blended Scotch? It's shit. Let me tell you something. I've got a Johnny Walker 15. It's the green bottle. It's a blended whiskey, but it's all 15-year-old single malt Scotch. What the hell is wrong with that? And that's a great bottle for about $60, $65, depending upon where you are. Shoot. Lightly peated. So if you're not big into peat, honestly, and you're just sticking your toe in and you see that bottle, pick that one up for the money. It is a nice bottle. Oh, here we go. We got the gun show here. Cheers, Tim. Thank you for popping in here, saying hello, and smashing that like button. Appreciate you, man. Thank you. And you know what? I forgot. You're right. Happy birthday, Eric. I knew about it in my head, and I even saw it a couple times flop up here, but I missed it. So happy birthday. It's not every day you finally turn 21 and you're legal to keep buying alcohol now. So cheers, sir. Really do appreciate it. Well, you know what? Even Whiskey Uncensored was shocked, although he hasn't had this. But a lot of people feel the same. But from my understanding, they don't really they don't know what they are drinking when they rate these whiskeys. So from the stories I have read and the things I have seen, it was truthfully a surprise to the people on the panel at what they picked and how they rated it. So this was one of those things that just was one of those long shots that was in there, and boom, it just went to number one. So if you had your money on this thing and it was 1,000 to 1 and you put your dollar on there, you did good. You certainly did good. That huh. Oh, so that was a pick. Oh. Ah. Just tell it like it is, Peter. Tell it like it is. They probably don't even know. That's for sure. The Compass Box is a great one. That's for sure. Yeah, 15-year-old, you are not going to go wrong. You are more than welcome, sir. More than welcome. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything here, because man, everything just started to pop through here quicker than I was ready for it to. Because when that chat starts a hopping, it's hopping. That's for sure. Okay, so now let's finish this thing here. Hmm. Yeah, there's something else going on this finish. It isn't bad at all. It isn't bad at all. But there's something else going on that I can't put in. But very tropical, very fruity, vanilla. But on the retrohale, it's not bad. I just don't know what the heck it is. I don't want to say licorice, but for some reason, that's what's coming up to me. Now I'm picking up just a bit of like the ethanol on the retrohale, but it's not off-putting by any means. Not at all. I'm going to look at the back of the box and see what it says. So I got the vanilla. I got the tropical fruit. I did get the chocolate. And I said some salt, some brine. So it's there. So tasting notes. Color is summer gold. Notes of soft, buttery vanilla ice cream drenched in tropical fruit. I don't know if I'll go that far about drenched in tropical fruit and buttery vanilla ice cream, but it was definitely vanilla. The tropical fruit, a little chocolate, got that. Touch of salt. So let's see. Salted caramel, an effervescent burst of pineapple, cherry, grapefruit. That's it. Said there's something going on. A little young note or something. There was just something that was grabbing my tongue with I hate to say sour, but a little sourness, but was very reminiscent of a younger whiskey. Grapefruit. Aha. Grapefruit. See, that's hard for me to get in a whiskey. I just don't know why, and I never go there and think of it. But yeah. So waves of salted caramel with an effervescent burst of pineapple, cherry, grapefruit, and ocean. Yeah, an ocean spray, a touch of salt. Okay. Well, that wasn't too bad, but I will say this. I just, grapefruit is not something I associate with a Scotch. So I was not even down that road. I almost was going to say like a lemony zest on there, but no. I will give it that grapefruit kind of that's what was coming through on the finish. I said, there's something else there. Okay. Well, that wasn't too bad for pulling that out of my ass, trying to figure out what that was. Really. Yep. Yeah, I think this is a nice pour. That's for sure. Worth $70 if you can find it where you are. I think it's a good whiskey, and I don't know. After this thing opens up, I might have to get a backup of this sucker. Not bad at all. I'll hold it back up so you all can see and get a better look at the color and in there. Like I said, NAS. I can't see anything on the bottle or the box or anywhere on the website where it said about anything about filtration or color added, but I don't think it's bad at all. I think it's actually quite good. I can only imagine what happens when it opens up at 50.5 ABV for $70. Hey, I think it's worth an investment for you, without a doubt. I definitely think it's worth an investment. Hey, Big Vic, cheers! I saw you pop in there. What's up, man? Hope you are doing well. Thanks for coming over. And you know what? So on this bottle, Peter, it's a 15-year-old Kleinleash right here. Here we go. Now focused on it. Whoop, no, it didn't. Move it over. Focus. Here we go. There you go. This is nice. And that's when I really got that tropical fruit wave. And when you mentioned Kleinleash, that jogged my memory right there. This was a nice little treat that I picked up for, well, like $60. Yeah. So it's definitely worth it. As you can tell, I've loved this bottle a little bit because it was one of those that once you open it, you went, oh my God, that's good. And then you had another one and another one and another one. It's like, oh my God, it's good. Really, really good. That's for sure. Oh my goodness, look at this. Mr. Bauer, I hope you are well. Thank you for stopping in here, saying hi. When you smash that like button, make sure you smash it so hard Hanging feels it in Phoenix. Well, hey, little Hennessy, little pint, put in your pocket, keep the chill off. Hey, ain't nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it. But anyway, I think it's a good Scotch. I definitely think it's a good Scotch. I think it's worth $70, but what I will tell you, it's worth whatever you feel it's worth or what you are going to pay for it or want to pay for it. It's your money, but it's definitely worth the $70 is pretty much the going rate here in the States. Like I said, still just depends on where you are, but well worth it. I'm saving a little bit of that in there. Put this special Glen cover over it. It works. That's all I care about. And I am testing these out as we speak to see how durable they are. My wife made them for me, and I've got a nice little stack of them. But I want to see just in use, like this glass, sweating like a sinner in church. So it's sitting on one. And I want to see, does it come through this material, the water or whatever? But so far, no. But if it does, it doesn't bother me, but it's just one of those things. Let me take another sip there because I want to try this Glencaddam now. And then now that Peter talked about Kleinleash and tropical goodness, and since I had it in my hand, I'm going to grab that Kleinleash and take a taste. But I want to see what I get out of this Glencaddam now. Wow, that's nice after that Sandend. Holy smokes. They're both sweet and fruity. I think the Glencaddam was just a touch more on the sweetness. But wow, that's pretty darn good. Coming off of that and jumping over this, because this was the first pour when I opened the stream. Wow, that Glencaddam is nice on there. So because of Peter White, I am going to go get that Kleinleash. Wow. Holy smollies, that was good. All right. I was like, what did I do with it? Here it is. I'm going to have to pour a little taste of this since Peter said he's going to have some Kleinleash. Let me get a little Kleinleash here. And so the only thing I didn't like about this bottle is the cork went to crap when I first popped it. It was around here somewhere, but I think I got mad the other day and just threw it. But so I, like everyone else, I saved some. So this was from a bottle called Triple R. So Russian River Rye. I swear it's a Redwood Empire product, but I love it. It was really good, and I have a backup up there. But now that I went through a bottle, it's like, oh, it's good. But anyway, so thank goodness this fit for the most part in the bottle. So let me pour a little Kleinleash in here. Let's try this baby. Oh, 15-year versus 2 NAS. I know, right on the nose. I could smell the difference. Oh, look at this here. Cheers, man. World's Worst Bourbon Channel. What's up, brother? Glad to see you. Hope you are doing well. Thank you for coming over here to say hi to everybody and smashing that like button. Always appreciate it. Thank you. And thanks to Peter White for making that recommendation there about the Kleinleash. He had to twist my arm to get me to take a little sample out of there. Yeah, I'm thinking it's a Redwood Empire product that Total Wine bought. So it was something bottled for them. Because if you take all my Redwood Empire bottles, they're up there. Pipe Dream or something like that, and you put it next to that bottle, freaking identical on the bottle. And from what I was told a couple years ago on it, that it very well possibly could be. Okay, enough said. But okay, Kleinleash here. Let's see. Yes. Extremely fruity, Peter. Extremely fruity. And let me just say this. The other two definitely are terrific. All right. They're both, one's a 10-year, one's an NAS. This one is a 15-year Kleinleash. You can tell it's a little more refined, particularly around the edges. It is a silkier whiskey on the palate, but holy smokes. So going from the Glenglassaugh Sandend to what I originally opened the stream with, the Glencaddam 10, and now this Kleinleash. Oh my gosh. This is a great little journey here. Thanks to Peter for putting that into my head. This is nice. This is nice. And oh, look at there, Mr. Hall. Cheers, brother. Thank you for stopping in. Appreciate you. I know it was a busy night on YouTube with people doing some streams and stuff like that. And I didn't get to watch them. I was just busy doing some stuff and trying to get ready. So let's see here. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I saw that bottle. Yes. And you know what? When I say I saw the bottle, not because you sent me the picture, Eric, but I had to think about it. I seen that bottle here somewhere. And, oh, okay. I was just going to ask you. Now I'm finished reading what you said. You're just getting ready to crack it. Let me know how it is. If you let it open up for a few minutes before you went into it, or did you just stick the straw on the top of the bottle and start consuming it? I'm not judging you if you did. It's your bottle and your birthday. You can do with it what you want, sir. That's for sure. But anyway, yeah, this was a nice little transition from an NAS to a 10-year, jump up to a 15-year, because that tropical fruit note is evident in them all. The Glencaddam, to me, though, was the most. I mean, it was just very fruity, without a doubt. Okay, yeah, without a doubt, you have to. Yeah, my opinion, I would, 30, 40 seconds, it's up to you. Just kidding. But airtime on a new bottle like that is important. And that's what I'm saying. When I'll have to have a little more of that other one. And I'm not touching it. I still have it covered right here with the original pour and what's left. So I'm going to leave it set there. I'll pull the top off the Glencaddam again. This is the 15 Klein Leash, the Glencaddam, and I'm checking something. Wow. Similarities are quite remarkable. I mean, wow. I sure hope you do, Ben. You should. Now, see, the buttery note, the Glencaddam I get the buttery note for sure on there. The Klein Leash, see, honey or heather, pear, that tropical fruit, a hint of chocolate. Strikingly similar on the Glencaddam. Whew. But I'm overwhelming the schnoz here now with all this stuff. That's for sure. That is for sure. Oh, Colila 12 cask strength sherry for a song. For a song. Well, you're going to have to let us know when you sing that song how that thing is. Wow. That Glencaddam is still a nice dram. Still a nice dram. All right. Let me take this expensive Glen cover off of this professional whiskey taster's glass right here. Yeah. Let's see. I'm telling you, I just caught another hint of that freaking banana note. And it's not there now. God, I got Brown Foreman on the mind, I think. Wow. Well, long and short of it is I like it. Sandend, I think it's good. Definitely worth $70. But if I'm rating whiskeys unknown to me, if I didn't know, I definitely would put the Glencaddam above them all. only because I really like the way the sweetness works with it. But for me, it's a tough call between the Sandend and the 15-year-old Glenglassaugh. And what might make me go for the Glenglassaugh over the Sandend is because, like I said, the 15-year-old is just a little more refined on the edges. It's a silkier mouth feel. It is it's just a little more impressive with the experience. And I just think it has to do with just that little bit of age. But overall, you know what? It would be very, very hard from one to the other. But like I said, there is a distinct difference between that 15-year-old and the NASs, without a doubt. I don't know, Ben. I have to look. Is it on here? Well, no. Mine was bottled in February of 24. February of 24. But anyhow, let me finish this Sandend here. Looks are deceiving in this glass. You think there's not much in there and you get a mouthful and you got a mouthful. That is for sure. I wasn't anticipating on it being what it was. Actually, probably got at least 2 more sips out of that. Nice ones too. But I'm impressed. I think it's good. It's not swill, that's for sure. And if you see it, I would recommend you buy it. I mean, it's not something that's going to break the bank. Once the hype is over, because it's the whiskey of the year, it'll be on the shelf. I mean, it's back on shelf. It disappeared for a good month or more here, but now it's back on the shelf. So it should be readily available in your area, I'm sure. Oh, the Glencaddam. And I am going to get into a little bit of peat. I said I was, and I've got the feel for it. And Ken pulled out his Lagavulin in 16 today, and I'm like, oh, yes. I don't think I've opened my bottle of Lagavulin in 16 in a minute, only because to replace it, I have to pay $30 more. And I think I paid like 63 and change out the door for my bottle I got a couple of years ago. And now they're about 80, 90 bucks here. Redonkulous. But it is what it is. And if you really want it, you're going to buy it. And that's one of those I tell people, God, it's got to be on your shelf. Got to be on your shelf. Good, good stuff. I don't know why, but I said this, I think, before. I get a little like a smoky note on this Glenglassaugh. It's extremely faint and fleeting, but I just get a little bit of it. And it could be some char left from the barrel, but Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why. But it doesn't make a difference. You like what you like, you get what you get. And sometimes the more you drink it, the different tastes pop up. So, anyhow, okay, that's done. Let me close that up. A little bit of the Klein leash left here. Finish that off. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm sorry. But yes, I am. 2:30 in the morning. We'll be here quick. So it's just how it goes. Well, right now, yeah. Yeah. For about another 30 minutes, give or take. Yep. 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 But yes, yes, solo tonight. And matter of fact, I wasn't sure if even if you were around, I should have hit you up, but I didn't. So that's my fault. Sorry, Conan Lou, but I found that funny. But you're right. It's called practice. That's right. Thank you. I am a professional. I have done this more times than I care to tell you. Yep, 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 yep. That he is always on it. Holy smokes, look at this man popping over here, corn with whiskey. Cheers, brother. Thank you for popping in. I most certainly do like some Klein leash. Let me just set these out of the way. Let's do a little peated whiskey, folks. I know, I know. Here we go. We'll start off with something light. Do, 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 do. Little light peat. Oh, yes, 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 yes. Little light peat right now. Little clean peat here and a little Kilchoman. Where's Moose? Where's Moose? When he hears Kilchoman, he comes out of the woodwork, and then maybe a little bay. Let me just set that here, but we'll pour a little taste of Kilchoman. I have not had that in a minute. Have not had that in. Look at this. When does the Long Branch review start? Greg, you must have fell asleep at the home. I mean, I already did it. I can't believe you missed it. There was a lot of profanity and faces when I had to drink that. I know it is. You better believe it is, but that wasn't it. That was a stupid chime on my phone to alert me of something, and I thought I turned it off. But yes, there wasn't a thing for the close. Yes, there was. There we go. Kilchoman is one of the ones that has it's peaty, but it's extremely clean peat. Fresh Glen right here. Let's pour a little of this sucker in here. This is the Mockyer Bay. Oh my gosh, that's heaven in a glass. Really, really great whiskey. At 46 ABV, this is a nice dram. Truly is a nice dram. It's one of the ones I really do like. And to me, it's such an easy drinker. Ah, yes. See, I knew when I pulled that out, people would be would be coming from all over once I mentioned Kilhoman in Machir Bay. Corn with whiskey, you go ahead and drink it because they need people to drink that shit up. They're still investing money in it. I can't believe it. Yeah, it was all right. But I'm not drinking anymore. I had my fill of it. Yes, sir. Machir Bay. You know it, brother. It is. It is a wonderful peated whiskey. Are you dabbling into that linkwood yet, Eric? Oh man, that's wonderful. Let me cleanse my palate again here real quick. Holy smokes. Really good. Really good. I love the malt. It's one thing I love about a single malt Scotch, that sweetbread note I get from the malty sweetness. To me, it's just like, it's so damn good to me. I mean, why don't they make this into like a scent, like a Glade plug-in, and you just fill your house with it? Who wouldn't want to smell this all day long? Come on. There we go. You know, I think, I don't recall, but I think maybe Sugar Kitty dropped me off the cash strength in it. But it's been a minute, and I honestly don't recall, Greg. And I've been asked that question before, and I have been perplexed about it. It's like, I can't remember. I don't have a cask strength in it, but for some reason I think I may. But it might have been like more than 2 days ago, and I have slept. So, yeah, I can't tell you for sure, buddy. Sorry. See, this is not your Lagavulin or your Lafroig peat or your Ardbeg peat. The peat is absolutely there, but it's a lot cleaner. It's not iodine's Band-Aid. It's not ashy, but it does have some barbecue flavor to it on the Machir Bay. It does have some of that qualities to it. Oh, the Madeira cask. Those are actually pretty good. I don't mind those finishes on there. I've always said my favorite finish is the PX sherry. I almost go after anything in a PX sherry cask, unless it was Balcones. Shit is shit. I don't want any Balcones. I don't care what they finished it in. No, Greg, I would not drink Long Branch before Balcones, but I would think about it. I don't like Balcones. Sorry about the pause, but I'm really enjoying the whiskey, and I really want to get some of the flavor out of it. And it has such a subtle but very nice sweetness that kind of just comes over the tongue and waves, and the peat with that sweetness. And I've said this on other ones too. It just really works well with a kind of a sweet, salty, and then smoke comes over it, especially on the finish, because I'm really getting some of that peat. It's fantastic. In non-chill filtered, natural color. I mean, it's light, but hey, I don't care. It's an NAS, but it's just damn good. It's just damn good for the money. And it is uniquely Islay. That's for damn sure. And knowing what it is, that it is an Islay, and when most people think of Islay, they think of Laphroaig. Okay, it's just like, oh my God, your typical Islay peated Scotch that's iodine, Band-Aids, hate, like getting hit in the nose with a number 10 coal shovel. This is an extremely unique Islay in the way the peat comes through over this particular whiskey. So the Machir Bay is very nice, very nice. And I never understood this, and I've said this before in other streams, and when I got a sample of it dropped off to me, and Sugar Kitty was trying to explain what a clean peat was, I just couldn't grasp that part of it about a clean peat. But once I tasted this and could compare it to what I've had before, it totally made sense about the peat. Even though I still have it on the palate, it's wonderful. And like I said, the way the sweet, salt, and smoke come together is one of the reasons why I like a peated whiskey, and particularly when those three things just seem to come back on the finish on a whiskey like this. Wow, it's really, really, really good. Donald, I'm sorry, I wasn't going to highlight that, but you know what? If I don't, the Nursing Home Association will say that, I'm not giving the old folks their fair chance here, so I had to put it up that way. Sorry, Donald. Really? There you go. So, well, unfortunately, I'll be calling the hogs because I still got to get up at 2:30. So that's why I miss Cheech's stream. That's for sure. So now we got a little bit of Kilhoman left. Let me finish that. And I got to dig out my Lagavulin 16 because I haven't had that in a minute. Shit. Another one I haven't had in a minute. I just looked down and saw it. I'm going to grab that. I wonder how many of you had it. Oh my gosh. I have not. The ones I really, really like, I push back on the shelf because I'm always wanting to grab those. They call my name. Then I get lazy and I don't want to move 3 or 4 bottles. So, but it's right here, right at my fingertips, kind of, sort of. How about this one? Rock Oyster by Douglas Lang. I know some of you have got to have one of these. You've got to have one of these. Oh my gosh. And this is cask strength. What is the ABV on that? I forgot. 56.1. 56.1. Oh my gosh. I haven't had this in a moment. I really haven't. Wow, pretty good. Sorry about that. I told you I was having problems with the mic, and I noticed that it wasn't. Um, you couldn't hear me because I couldn't see the meter moving. I was like, what the heck? But I know you can hear me now. Oh, this is really good. Sugar Kitty is the one that turned me on to the Douglas Lang stuff, and wow. And then Jacob, he's the one that found some of these for me and dropped them off because I can't find them here in Vegas. But oh, this is a beaut. And people look at that and go, "Oh my gosh, it's light." Well, yeah, there's no color to this. They don't add the color, and if you don't really age a Scotch, it doesn't really pick up a lot of color to it because the barrels have been used because they're usually in ex bourbon barrels. But anyway, well, I know I probably shouldn't have the cast strength before others, but I'm going to do it. I am going to do it. And man, the cork is still in good shape. Still in very good shape. Let me get a little snort of this. Oh yeah. Oh. Oh yes, yes. Put this back on here. Close this up. As a matter of fact, I think this is one of the ones that Jacob had procured for me and dropped off last time he was up here. But this is a wonderful Scotch. Wonderful Scotch. Let me clean the palate here real quick. Wow. Oh yeah. Nice malt, nice sweetness on the nose. Mm. Oh shit, is that good? Holy smokes. That higher ABV, everybody knows I'm a proofy bitch. I don't deny it. Wow. It's sublime. Bottom line. Man, that's good. There's a reason I keep it bottom shelf, at least 3 or 4 back. Yeah, there's a reason why I do that. This is really nice. $57.1. And I feel the same way about this. This proof really lends it to this. And this is an NAS, and this is 56.1. And I don't feel this proof is overpowering the whiskey at all on this. I really don't. I don't feel that it is. I think it's the sweet spot on this right now. I mean, it's just magnificent. It really is. I really enjoy this whiskey. And if I knew I could get more of it, I would probably partake in it more. Um, Being that I know I can't, and particularly the rock oyster, because it's not called rock oyster anymore. I think it's Rock Island now. So anyway, yeah, I'm really doing the spelling. And Donald, correct me if I'm wrong. It is Rock Island now, correct? Not Rock Oyster. I think that's what they're calling it. Mm. And I thought so. I just couldn't, I wasn't 100% sure. But yeah, but Rock Island is also the name of a particular weapons producer that makes nice 45s, Colt 45s. And so I wanted to make sure I wasn't confusing myself, but it's the same name. Anyway, thank you. But, you know, little notes of chocolate on this and definitely vanilla, heather, but and a nice, when I say nice, a nice bit of spice on the tongue. It doesn't grab me on the sides. It's more towards the center of the tongue as the finish develops and comes to the end. This has always been a fabulous whiskey to drink for me. This is one of the ones that, if I hadn't been introduced to a sample of it earlier, I don't think I would have grabbed it because it's not something I'm familiar with. And so, thank goodness to people in chat who call it out or drop off a sample, one for me to taste, but also review some of these magnificent whiskeys that I have behind me. I wouldn't have now if it wasn't for you all to tell me about it, because one, I can't find it here, so I have to look for it, or I have to ask somebody to pick it up, and when they come out here to Vegas, you know, drop it off to me. You know, I love hand deliveries, so it's just one of those things. If you don't get it, you know, if someone doesn't tell you and you don't have it, you would never know about these things. And that's one thing that I always said is great about these communities, particularly how outreaching the stream is, from Canada to the UK to Australia to New Zealand. You know, I have people that pop on, and then, you know, they talk about different whiskeys and so on and so forth. And I've been fortunate to become friends with JD Bourbon Approach and be able to acquire whiskeys from other countries and that I can't get here. You know, Baines is a South African whiskey, and I have some of that, and I have some samples to which I will be talking about, and actually going to go and sip some samples with JD again, because he was on the stream a few weeks ago, and we're going to go through some of those whiskeys and you know, just sip them and talk about them. I mean, they're not readily available here, but if you went online and searched, I'm sure you could find some places overseas that do ship here. And it behoove you to place more than just an order for one bottle, because most of the time, if you're going to do that and pay the shipping, you might as well order a couple of bottles and make it worth your while, because a lot of times you can find some excellent deals by getting stuff overseas. Really, you can, and have it dropped off at your door. Mm. Sorry again about the pause. I was just enjoying this. Hold on a second. Yes, my dog decided she wanted to stop in here and see me. Yes, I know you're here. Can I finish this? Is it okay? You don't mind? Hmm? You don't mind? Okay, she minds. Sorry. Okay. So this was the distraction. She is always a distraction. Yes, you are. You are always a distraction, and they see what it is that's distracting me. Okay. You have to go do something, and as long as it's not here, I'm okay with it. People are watching you. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. They're watching you. Okay. Off. Good girl. Okay, watch your toes. Can I finish? Sorry about that. But she is persistent. You think Donald's cat's bad? She will not leave me alone until I at least acknowledge her. All right, get out. Go. Again, sorry about that. So that dog puppy is Olivia May. May, not MAE. Got to be specific about that. But yes. And she turns 7 on July 3rd. She couldn't wait one more day. July 3rd. That's all right. She is a service dog for my wife. You know what's funny? She's still, or was, she just now left, but she was still at the door kind of looking at me with a disgusted face like, really? You booted me out? Yeah, I did. I booted her out. But anyway, yeah. So if it wasn't for some of you all in this community, I would never get to experience some of this stuff or even know some of this stuff existed. So I'm grateful for this knowledge and the generosity that you all do show me. So thank you very much again. And I've said that time and time again that I'm very appreciative of this information and then the stuff you drop off here when you're out here visiting. It's beyond tremendous for me. Really, it is. It's really great that I get to experience this stuff. But like I said, I wouldn't know about some of this stuff because if it's not here, you just don't know. And so you tend to gravitate to what you know. So by broadening my horizons or opening my eyes to other things makes me venture out. Hence these streams, and I get to chat with you or fill in for Livewire like today. And I am wearing my Livewire whiskey shirt. Ta-da. And it's true. I'm going to stand up and say, nobody drinks alone. At least not here. At least not here on this channel. That's for darn sure. So that being said, let me take my last couple sips of this and dig out that damn Lagavulin. This is a whiskey you do not swill and you do not rush. It's really an excellent sipper. And a lot of people, like I said, when you get to that 55, 56, 57, 58, 60 ABV, they're like, ugh. So funny story. I'm at Total Wine yesterday, and they had some 1792 small batch out there. The guy says, hey, would you like to try some good whiskey? I said, sure would. And so he hands me some of the 1792, and I'm drinking. And this lady, she's up there, she grabs some, and all of a sudden it's like, she's like lost her breath, and oh my gosh. And I'm looking at her, and I go, did you go down the wrong pipe? She says, ooh, no, it's proofy. Now we're talking 1792 small batch, people. Okay. And I looked at her and I said, excuse me? She says, ooh, took my breath away. If she'd drink this, she'd be dead by now. And I'm like, what? What is that? 93, 94 proof, something like that. I can't remember off the top of my head. That's single barrel. I was like, oh, it's right there. No, that's single barrel up there. Probably behind it, 1 or 2 is the small batch. But I'm like, what? Proofy? Strong? Please. Anyway, we're almost done with this. But yeah, you don't swill good whiskey. It's not Jack Daniels. You want to shoot that back all day, you go right ahead. But good Scotch, that's sacrilege. Aha. So One of my most disappointing whiskeys was the Charred Oak Lagavulin Offerman. It just didn't do it for me. That's for sure. Now this one, the Offerman in Guinness. Oh my goodness gracious, was that so freaking delicious. Matter of fact, we'll keep that one right here. The quintessential peated Scotch Lagavulin 16. Yes. Since I got it out, and I haven't had it in a minute. The Scotch of Scotch. Oh my gosh, look at that. I am down to the whole shit mark on that. I'm going to have to just freaking break out 100 and go buy another bottle here real soon. The reason why I'm turning it down is I haven't opened it in a minute. Listen to that. That's one thing about this freaking corks. They are perfect. Oh, 124 proof. Now you're talking, Commandant. You are talking my language. Here we go. I tell you what, these corks and these Lagavulins, they are perfect. Truly perfect. Let me get my Glen here. Gosh. There we go. Oh. Let's pour a little. And this is my Whiskey Encore Glen. These are hard to come by because it's hard to see, but this is the original logo when the channel started she's been on with me about 3 years now. And you know what? I think I missed my 3-year anniversary stream. It was May of 21, give or take. Yeah, it was May of 21. Oh, well, I'll have to look it up and do an anniversary stream. Maybe when I get 450 subs, I will do a 450 sub stream / 3-year anniversary on YouTube stream, something like that. Yeah. Just pour a little in here because Ken brought this out today and I'm like, oh yeah, I got to have a little bit of Lagavulin for Scotch Down Under because he brought it out today and got to have it. Put that cork back in there. Yeah, this is definitely one I have to use sparingly. But I got to get another one. I just got to get another one because if you're a peated Scotch lover, you have to have one of those on your shelf. Oh, I was about to say, where in the hell did it go? It's right there. Now, see, the peat does come through on this, but I get more heather, honey. I always say either or. Caramel, vanilla on the nose. You could smell the peat, but oh my God. Yeah, you could smell the peat, but it's not a Lafroig peat. And that is the amazing thing about Islay. Peat is not peat everywhere. It is not a cookie cutter. Depending upon the part of Islay it's in, the weather, everything that it's exposed to, and it is amazing how the peat differs and the influence it puts on whiskey. Who doesn't like Lagavulin? If you don't, I'm sorry. But it's fantastic. Cheers. true gentleman's drink. True. Honestly, it is. You know, it would go good with a steak, goes good with a cigar, goes good with a nice English pipe tobacco. Uh, it goes good just for sitting around and sharing with friends. But most of all, this is great, believe it or not, great campfire whiskey. You're sitting around that campfire, you break out the Lagavulin, you pour yourself a dram, get that fire going with some friends. What better time or experience than to bring out that Lagavulin 16 and have such a great whiskey with good friends around the fire? Because, I mean, the barbecue, the bacon, it's not overly medicinal or anything like that. It is just a really great, great sipping whiskey. Sorry. Again, like I said, when I pause, it's just because I'm enjoying the whiskey. I don't think personally, I mean, it is a higher peat than Highland Park, of course. But I think if someone could handle Highland Park, if you jumped up to this, I think you could hang on. Might be one hand, but I think you could hang on to the ladder until you reached an Ardbeg and maybe a log or maybe a Lafroig. But this is such a nice and well balanced and rounded peated whiskey. I, I mean, truthfully, I don't think you could find one as well put together as this. A 16-year-old, nice single malt peated whiskey by Lagavulin. I really do think it's a very good whiskey. I mean, I don't know. I mean, truthfully, I don't know people who don't appreciate whiskey, particularly peated whiskey, who would frown or push away a Lagavulin. I think it's as well respected as any other whiskey out there at that level. Just saying. Hmm. Mighty fine whiskey. And if Adriana was here, aka Whiskey Mountains, everyone could tell her I am hydrating. Holy smokes, Gandy Road. What's up, brother? Appreciate you popping in, man. Thank you for coming over, saying hello to everybody, and smashing that like button, supporting the channel. I know you just popped in here, but let me tell you what. This is what we were talking about. Glenglassaugh Sandend. If you're into Scotch, Whiskey Advocate said it was their number one whiskey of the year. I'm going to tell you right now, please. It's $70 if you like Scotch candy. I'm going to tell you to buy it. I'm going to tell you to buy it. I will let you know in about 10 days, 3 weeks. I want this to open up if a backup is in the future. But right now, backup is seeming pretty good right now. Seeming pretty good right now. But anyway. Right now, I'm sipping a little Lagavulin 16. We have left the non-peated and migrated into peated whiskey, just because I've had a hankering for it today because of Scotch Down Under. So there you go. So The next one and the last pour of the evening, I am going to get that Offerman edition, the Guinness cask. And I'm going to pour some of that. And I already have a backup of that shit. That is just, a matter of fact, after I had like 3 or 4 pours of it the first time I got it, I told my wife, you got to drive me over to the liquor store. She goes, what? I said, yeah, I should have listened to him and bought that second bottle. Let's go there and get it before it's gone. Got over there, bought literally the last bottle they had. And so I think it's way up on the top shelf somewhere for my backups. But I like it. The Charred Oak edition, shit's still on the shelf here. A year later, it's palatable to me. You know, it's that particular one is here. It's going for, I think it's $90, Gandy. And I haven't had a chance to try it yet, but I am eager to do it at that price for $90. I think 11-year for $90. Yeah. I hope it's as good as the Offerman. I would love to be able to get a sample of it, but hopefully here in the next week to 2 weeks, my meat hooks will be into one when the stock comes back, because I was at Total Wine yesterday and they only got a case. I'm like, what in the Sam Hill hell? What are you going to do with a case? And they laugh. They go, well, we sell it. Well, no shit. But I go, goodness gracious. I go, somebody like me who comes in 5 minutes after you put the case out and it's gone, well, that doesn't do me any good. So anyway, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Throw me for a loop with strange letters combinations. Yeah. It's, I think there should be a class once you get into college that helps you understand that language, particularly if you're a Scotch drinker. Oh, exactly. Me too. I mean, those were phenomenal. And then those ones there, a Bruichladdich, a Glendronach, and Glenkinchie will be some of my next reviews that I do. And I've actually had those for a minute. I just got to catch up with some of these reviews and crack these bottles. But Scotch was my first love over 30 years ago. Bourbon just I just fell into that, and I said, oh my God, this is pretty darn good. So anyway, let me finish this and get some of this Offerman before we wrap it up here tonight. Cheers to Cheech and Whiskey Encore in an original Whiskey Encore Glen, because that logo is no more. But cheers to Cheech and Whiskey Encore. Great guy. Really glad I got to know him. And like I said, we cut our teeth together when we popped out here on Whiskey Tube 3 years ago. Really? What's the price on that, Eric? Exactly. I tell you what, you and I will put together a class here on the stream, and we will teach people on how to read this Scottish stuff, American style. Really? Well, that sounds reasonable to me. Ah, yes. And yes, my Offerman edition is down just about as far as my 16-year-old. You turn this upside down here a minute. Sorry. I just got to get that. And I do actually turn my bottles and hold them for about 20 seconds, almost on a monthly basis, if it's not every other month, just to try to keep that cork. Well, I don't care. These Lagavulin ones, can you hear that? These are terrific corks. And I don't want to jinx myself, but I don't think I've had one of these friggin' things go on me. Well, it's only fitting for the final pour of the night that it's in the stemmed, the Glenlivet glass. So let's pour some of that in here. This is the Lagavulin Offerman Guinness cask. I know. I'm running out of room here. Let me pull out my table a little bit. There we go. You can't see. What in the hell did I just do with the cork? Here it is. I'm telling you, these corks are amazing. I was just going to say, it's got to be getting close to bedtime if they haven't already finished up with your nightly enema. But yeah, they are here for about $90 is what I think they were selling them for. And but I will send a carrier pigeon to you if I need one. So truthfully, do appreciate that. And I will let you know for sure, because I do want to try it. Okay. Gosh, that maltiness is so good. And I could actually make out the chocolate in this. And I know a few people that aren't fond of this, particularly they say, oh, that Guinness cask finish, the Guinness is good, or isn't good. I love a Guinness. And these are finished in ex-Guinness casks. Delicious. This is on par with the 12-year, but the sweetness of this, the flavor experience on the Offerman edition, the Guinness is fabulous, absolutely fabulous. I'm trying to remember something here. Hold on, sorry, I'm pausing because oh yeah, I got to get with Marty. When he and I were streaming together a couple of weeks ago, somebody had mentioned that, and I know who it is, that now I just drew a blank, that, man, they've never got to try these. And I'm like, okay, email me and I'll drop them off to you. And he hadn't emailed me. So I got to hit Marty up, Whiskey Nose, and get this to them, because it is absolutely sublime. And he actually wanted to try the charred oak. And I'm like, shh, all right, I will definitely send you some of that. I will definitely send you some of that. That's just not my wheelhouse. But like I said, after it's sat a year in the bottle, it has become palatable to me. I will sit there and sip on a dram of it, but it's been months since I put that to these lips. But it's good enough that I will drink it now. But when I reviewed it, I straight out called it shit. But old time in the bottle really had done it well. It's still velvety, sweet, chocolate. I don't know. It just hits the spots for me. Yeah, that's where mine is, Greg. I don't know if you could see it on that television you guys have at the home, but I'll let you see. You can see where mine is, and that's probably about where yours is. But I tell you what, I get a little of that lemon zest right at the end of it on there. But oh my goodness, I found this an excellent, excellent pour. And like I said, the first night I tried it, I had 3 or 4 of these, and I mean I wasn't falling over or anything like that, but I knew I better not get behind the wheel of a car. I said to my wife, you got to take me back because I got to buy the last bottle they got if it's not gone already. I really like the Offerman. Now that Deanston, I haven't tried, but everyone's telling me I've got to get a Deanston, and I think it's Deanston Organic or some crap like that. But anyway, everyone just told me you got to get a Deanston and give that a go. That it's a pretty good drop. It was, Gandy, I'm telling you, it was disappointing to me that I literally described it as shit. Absolute shit whiskey. I said, don't buy it. If you really want some, I will be happy to send you the bottle I've got. And I went back to it periodically just to see how it developed and how it opened up in the bottle. And anyway, now, a little over a year later, since I've done the review of it, it is palatable to me. And of course, our palates change over time. So, that being said, maybe my palate has, and it's not such a shock to me anymore because now I don't expect much out of it. And I've talked about this earlier too, that, sometimes the power of suggestion can play havoc on you a little bit. But that being said, yeah, it just was not my cup of tea. Let's say that. It did not hit any of the boxes for me. It didn't do anything for me. And I was just disappointed in it. I did do a review of it. It got a little better, but overall, it was still shit whiskey. And I've had some. I'm going to say 6, 7 months after I cracked it. And I think I gave it a meh as far as a rating. And it's still sitting there. It's not like it's something that I crave and go to. As a matter of fact, it's easily accessible. So yeah, I haven't. It's just not for me. It's just not for me. See, I was just drinking that today, Ben. Let it open up first. in your glass. Give it about 15 minutes. Oh, dude, I could pump pure oxygen into that fucking bottle and that damn thing would not get any better. And I've had it for 3 frickin' years. So that is that is the pinnacle of shit whiskey right there. Long Branch. Absolute positive. It is shit whiskey. Ask me how I really feel about it. Anybody? Go ahead. Oh, you never stop learning. You never stop learning, buddy. I mean, me too. But Scotch was my first love. And what always impresses me about a Scotch is how can a distillery that pretty much uses the same ingredients make such distinctly different tasting expressions? Think about it. It's pretty much the same ingredients. It is the same process. It is in the distillation and it is in the water and the processes that they do. But it just amazes me. And but I've said this before, and I had this discussion with Eric earlier that Scotch is much more refined and more of a gentleman's drink. And I'm not knocking bourbon, but it really, to me, is a superior drink in some aspects. Maybe not all, but I truly do gravitate and lean now more to the Scotch than I did do bourbon. And like I said, Scotch was my first true everyday type drink 30 plus years ago. I do enjoy a bourbon. It has its place and it has its time. But for me, it's the different finishes and so on and so forth that you can get and the nuance that it puts on that Scotch that really, really make it shine. And the taste is absolutely magnificent to me. That malt, that sweet, that, well, in this case, the smoke, and how it interacts with everything is 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 like a symphony playing in perfect harmony. The tune, the whole thing is just it's it's like a cornucopia of delight. Not that it doesn't do that for me in bourbon, but I get more palate notes, more um, I get more taste. There are just so many more things in a Scotch versus a bourbon, and I just gravitate that way. Well, yeah, true. Every now and then, because somebody has to talk about that shit Long Branch, and there it goes. Anyway, so I apologize to you, Jason. I know your virgin ears, so sorry. Well, you know what? You could be correct. You could be correct on that. And it's all, yes, exactly. It's all in there. And I don't care if it's bourbon or whatever. It depends on what they do to it, how they finish it, where it sits, and so on and so forth, all makes a difference on the outcome of it. Oh, I couldn't. Ugh. Sorry, I'm getting ugh, the chills up my spine because you're talking about a long branch. Ugh. Ugh. Just thinking about it last week. Yeah, it's no good. Heavily peated is a clear whiskey. And it does have some more nuances. It does have some more subtlety. It does have way more refined edges, let's put it that way. It commands a little more respect. And this is just me searching for words. You know, if you were entertaining and you pulled out a Macallan 25 or an 18 or something like that, even if they don't know whiskey in general, that is a name that is synonymous with it. Although, let me just say this, I wasn't impressed with the base expression of Macallan. Not that it was bad. It just didn't make me want to run out and buy one. So anyway, yeah, I just think that there's more to a Scotch. And you know what? That I will say that is a good analogy of it. There's just so much more going on in a Scotch sometimes than bourbon. And that's not true in every case. That's not true in every case. But there's just so much more going on most of the time. And when you could take the time to truly explore a spirit and have a few drams and work through it, I think you would find Scotch in that respect would trump most other ones. Yeah. Sorry. Well, yeah, it could be. I haven't had tire fire, but hearing everything from everybody, yeah, that ain't happening. I'm not going to do it. Oh yeah, but that's all about Basil Hayden. I mean, it's one of the most popular bourbons, and particularly at the holidays for just the packaging. I mean, people flock to it like a fly to frickin' rotting flesh. But I mean, I don't know why, but somebody actually got me a bottle of it uh, years ago. Oof, sorry, just like oof. I did just because open it and drink some, and it's just plain yeah. It is. It's just proved down. However, because of the packaging, because of the marketing, uh, it has a following, and it's just that definitely is not me, not at all. Oh yes, absolutely. You are very selective, very selective. And I don't know who anybody who's not in this for a while who doesn't become more selective in the choices uh, that they make regularly when it comes to uh, their choice of whiskeys. So, yeah, I do believe yes, there is a huge difference, without a doubt. So, with that being said, I am going to end this wonderful time together and say cheers. Next weekend, no stream, it's a holiday, and I am going to enjoy the holiday with my feet up and no Long Branch or Malort. Oh, shoot, Mike. Yeah, no problem, brother. Didn't even think you were still here. I thought you were still taking care of business. But yeah, no problem whatsoever. But I appreciate everybody that popped on and sat here and listened to me stammer for over 2 hours about whiskey. And I appreciate Mike for trusting me to fill in his time slot. I mean, I really appreciate him. And I just want to say cheers to everybody. And I look forward to seeing you again in about 2 weeks, give or take. But you never know where I will turn up. But thank you, everybody, for stopping in and saying hello and all that stuff and smashing the like button. Look forward to seeing you again. Cheers, everybody.